Alright, y'all. So, what we do yesterday? Snap downs. Okay? Half of wrestling, man. Half of wrestling is making them bring their legs to me, right? I can't. You're not gonna be doing this in a fist fight, right?
Set a deal.
Right? Okay, but the concept's still there. Okay, so snap downs are most commonly done from collar ties, but we can do them from 2-on-1s. We can do them from anywhere. It's not human flesh.
I think so.
That's a tough
Not mine. I got socks on.
Yeah. All right. But the other half of wrestling is finding a way to connect to him. All right. And I'm gonna go over some ways to make a connection in grappling that are pertinent to learn. All right. If I have a super nice snap down, or I catch him off balance here, all right. When I cover his back, when I cover his head, all right, I consider that a valuable connection. All right, I can use that to continue the drag and bring him down. All right, you should definitely be looking for that. All right, when I snap him and he comes back up, all right, a lot of times underhooks will become available. All right, one of the most common ways to get an underhook is snap right into an underhook. Okay. Now, the most commonly common way to attack in most wrestling is down at the legs. Okay. But there's two ways to come in, your head inside or your head outside, right? If I come with the head inside here, all right, it generally leads into single legs. If I come head outside, it generally leads to double legs, okay? And those are your main connections. My suggestion on strategy is don't be the athletic guy, be the guy who builds his connections up. Snap your way into your takedown. Snap your way into your connections. Okay? If it's not fighting, if you're fist fighting, you can punch your way into connections. All right? Or you can wait for him to punch. All right? And then make your connections. It's actually easier to wrestle in MMA because the consequences are a little higher if you fuck it up. Okay? Make sense? All right? So in wrestling, grapple wrestling here, I'm always going to snap, 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 and then look for a connection. All right, we kind of talked about that yesterday. In fact, we drilled that a little bit, where you either got the snap or you went in on the leg. All right, what did we end up getting more than the snap, more than the hands touching? We end up getting the legs more because nobody wants to let their posture come all the way down. All right, which allowed me to get in on the legs. So I'm gonna give you a choice today. We can use the underhook, or we can go to a single leg. Single? All right. So we'll talk about the single leg. All right. Don't get mired down in the move. Okay. Your first connection will rarely get you what you want. All right. But we got to be able to do a single leg. And there's a million ways to do it. There's a very common way to do it, and I'll show you one that has a higher consistency value here. All right, so when I'm wrestling, all right, I'm not going to try to grab his back leg. Okay, I'm going to try to grab his front leg. All right, but I'm definitely not going to try to grab his front leg when he's too low. All right, if I try to do that, what am I going to run into? First, his head. All right, his head's in the way. All right, so I want to snap. If I get that, I'm going to cover his back. All right, if I snap and he comes up, now I can start thinking about grabbing into that single leg. All right, you can take a shot, you can step in, you can even snap it. All right, but your single leg starts with an outside hook here. Okay, all right. Now, if I'm wrestling here and I'm lower than him, all right, what's the next obstacle I got to deal with?
His hands.
Hands. Okay, cross grips. All right, meaning if I hold this hand with my cross hand here, what's left depending on his leg? Nothing. All right, if he grabs my wrist on the same side, and I grab here, I'm in that cross grip. Okay? Does that make sense? All right? So if I'm snapping away here, snapping away, and I get a hold of a cross grip, that's my go time. All right. To make that leg light, you need to bump into him. Okay. If he's putting all his weight on that leg here, all right. But if I bump into him, now that leg becomes light. Does that make sense? All right. Where's my head? On the inside or outside? Inside. Okay. There's a lot of ways to do this, but I'm going to show you a simple and easy way that's going to give you a lot more play. Okay? So, I'm going to start pretty simple. I'm going to snap, he's going to stand, and I'm going to get to his leg. Or, I want you to cross grip, get to that leg. Okay? Drive, and pick up that single leg. Now, traditionally, I would come in here. All right? It's called running the pipe. In jiu-jitsu, it's a recipe to get choked to sleep. All right? So what I want you guys to do is turn in the same direction as your opponent. All right? What that means is when I bump and lift, I want to be here. Okay? See how we're facing the same direction? All right? My weight is in on his hip, and as you can see, I'm actually keeping his leg up without my hands at this point. The reason why the weight in the shoulder is really important because single leg guy or wrestle guys like to hop. If I keep my weight in there, it's really hard to hop. Now, there's 100 ways to finish this, but this is how I want you to do it today. Okay, I want you to bring down, I want you to scoop this leg up and come up. All right, as high as you can. All right? All right, so I cross grip. I can even take a traditional shot here, but when I come up, I want to be facing the same direction as him. Make sense? All right? I keep that leg, and now I'm going to scoop it up and come up high. All right? It's a pretty easy finish from there, but all I'm going to do is block that leg. All right, guys? Not super flexible. But some guys, they'll hop around like crazy. Like
Justin had to get his hand.
Yeah, you gotta get, he can do the split, so I'd be sitting there holding like fucking Muay Thai kick in his leg to get it out. Alright, so, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. Close the distance whatever way you want to. Cross grip. Boom. Now which way do I turn?
Same direction.
Same direction. Same direction. See this? This structure is nice. Really put your weight down on that hip. Okay? That's hard for him to deal with, and it also allows me to scoop that leg up. Okay? Now if you get a hopper here, don't Muay Thai kick his leg. Block it and push him over it. Okay? Does that make sense? Huh? Yeah, I know. Look, you can get away with it if you catch him in a hop, but the way I'm showing you is more mechanical. I'm just pushing his weight over a blocked foot. Okay? Single leg, his head what? Inside, most of the time. Alright. Single, I bumped, I turned, my weight's in his shoulder. Alright, I'm gonna hook underneath here, bring his leg up, block his foot, and move him over it. Make sense? Alright, let's do that. Alonzo!
Okay. I'll go first.
Don't want that smoke now.
Wait.
I was double leg.
How's that feel? Heavy? Yeah, you're dropping hard.
Hey man,
It's very hamstring.
yeah.
And pick up.
Yeah.
All the way up.
Yep. Oh, breaking the tape.
I think I like that.
Sure.
I kick him.
Break my balls.
I mean, you don't get this type of
I try to push it.
You gotta make sure it's that leg nice. Touch your hands a little bit. excited.
Good, because I'll have to sit down.
Like that?
Yeah. Where's my chocolate?
They're coming in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Full business model.
They bought chocolate.
My chocolate.
You're
gonna kill the episode.
Because you're surprised. If you go like this.
It's time to kill you now.
Good luck with that.
Oh, sorry, Ow!
Pretzel.
It's kind of hard to do that without laughing while I'm going at it.
I'm not making you walk.
He's new with a good time.
Ow. Now I need to go.
Yeah, so.
You're good.
And if that was the case, I would just stop that double.
You know what? I'm tired of your freaking. See if you went that way. No, we got
That's why I get for messing with you. That's why I get for messing with you.
She did say that she's gonna wait till after the December competition.
Oh, right. So like, so really good.
Yeah, that one.
It doesn't sound good.
Hey guys.
Michael, get with her, find a partner, run your
Doing good. I got out today. Just gave out.
Bye, man.
I mean, right there, you just
Bye, Curtis Dirt. That's me.
Oh, you're on the inside.
I was wondering to do mine, and I was like,
Is it the dirt or the germ? With single leg? Because I mean, you know, dirt could go.
yeah, it did. There's a little more.
It suits me better.
Good positioning.
Here's the dirt. Dirt. The dirt.
Yeah, no, no, that's big guard right there, D.
Yeah.
Like, when you go throw like one, I was like,
Nope, you can't play.
sorry.
see what you mean, keep me head up. I'll wrap my arms around
She's not drilling, she's killing.
It's like, drill like you. Really? Yeah, I'm like, I was just.
Doing those Abu Dhabi drills. Busted the door. You're just stronger than you know.
Here.
The higher that leg is, the easier they go down.
Yeah. Right, you're going up. You did right.
That's why you go under. If I go like this, I'm gonna go high. Here,
What's that?
much higher.
Hi, check.
Yeah. We're just stay on this leg.
Yeah.
Get in there, Michael. We made a deal. Hold up your end of it.
It was a joke.
He's joking.
Well, I went to go hook and like,
Speak up. Jazz, can you run him through it?
Consistency, bring it up.
I'm doing this. I forgot what I said.
Inside head.
Alright guys, let's meet in the middle. Alright, there's a lot of things going on with this single leg. I've tried to keep it as simple as I can. Alright, one of the reasons we bring it up in the air instead of finishing in a more traditional manner is that submissions are less available when I'm standing here, okay, as opposed to being right up on them, okay? And so, that's why. Also, it's a lot more consistent. There's less defenses for him here. He can try to turn his knee down, but even then it's manageable. You see what I'm saying? In fact, sometimes I want that to happen. Okay? Whenever I had a hard time taking a guy down, it's not sexy, man, but when I come in, boom, and I get that leg up high, he's coming down. Alright? So, huh? There's a couple things that you have to be wary of when you wrestle with submissions, alright? When my head's in this hole, sometimes it has to be, alright? There's a lot of subs available to you there, okay? Even with my head on the inside and my body turned, alright, if my head gets too low here, alright, he can start hooking onto my chin, he can start going for 100%. And I'll tell you, I don't want this takedown anymore. When it goes more. Yeah, so from here, look, the more I turn, the less things are available to him. Okay, he can touch my head, all right, but that's kind of the deal and bias. All right, does that make sense? So that angle is really important. Really important. Okay. Now, one thing I want to make clear: when you wrestle, very rarely is that very first connection going to pan out for you. Okay? If I get hyper focused on the single leg alone, then I'm going to have problems in the long run because everything has its counter, right? So, whenever I'm in a single leg, all right, something else is also available, all right, and that's this underhook. Okay? Does that make sense? Right, so I want you to see single legs and underhooks as synonymous. Right, tomorrow we're going to go over a lot of underhooking here. Even from this underhook, single legs become available and vice versa. You understand? Okay? Maybe I didn't do a good enough job. Maybe I didn't do a good enough job lightening that leg up. All right? I can always move into my underhook. People call this chain wrestling, but really, I don't like that word because it should just be wrestling, all right? There's always going to be something going on that you're going to have to deal with, all right? He's not just going to let you do it like when we do drills. He's going to contest it, all right? He's going to push my head down. He's going to do a lot of, yeah, if he's doing that correctly here, that can be problematic. If I just stay here, all right, this is turning bad, and worse for me here, all right? I can find my new angle and actually find something better as long as I'm willing to give up that initial thing. All right, like I said, people call that chain wrestling. All right, so tomorrow we'll focus on taking the underhook and turning it into something. Today, I want to take this single, all right, and turn it into something. So if this starts getting wonky here for whatever, it gets his foot back to the ground, all right, I can always turn this into an under. Does that make sense? Okay, so I want you to turn your single into an underhook. Talk to your partner, ask for reactions, play with this. Go from your single to your under, single to your under. All right, as soon as that single gets wonky, all right, that's what I want you to do. And then we're going to take it a step further into somewhere you probably don't expect. All right, let's do that. Single to underhook. One of the first places you should learn how to chain wrestle.
What's that deal with the? You know what? I really.
Like you
Yeah, if he's doing
I just like it.
anything
You know that?
hard or something like that,
Like over.
yeah, I would switch to another. Here's the nut, launch your ass, yes.
Bub.
Yeah, bring your hips in, yes, your hips come in, yes.
I want.
Still need time.
Yeah. Yeah. I went. Yeah.
Don't worry about it for today.
To here. And that should have been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, these have to be more available there, plus it's gonna let you move into other stuff.
Nice, Cornell, that was cool.
What is, hey, what is the underscale? Take the single, take the double under, take anything that he's giving you. You can't defend everything at once, it's impossible. Alright, it's up to you to pick. Yes.
Yes, that's it. No, that, you just hold your head out and stay with that. Yes.
That under, bring it down.
All you really.
That's right, everything. Single, underhook, single. Underhook, single. Single, underhook, double underhook.
My ass was around.
Or you can back.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. Okay.
How about you? You can.
You were in that,
I think you like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
we were like, you're full.
I wasn't gonna do it.
I know this man's about to
I wasn't.
You start noticing you're
Like that single leg.
and you get this big ass nest swimming through you You're pulling all our hair down here and stuff, making little nets.
I dropped it. So how to put it counter space to yes.
Is that where the baby sleeps?
You looked at me. Leave the fuck alone. So I had a bunch of, I kept putting it off, and then when I started, I was like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nice, very nice.
now she probably did that 40 times. So, no, I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
I feel like freer.
So you want to, oh, come on, you kind of fell right straight back with me?
Look, guys, the possibilities are absolutely mind-numbing, right? I'm giving you a basic understanding of this with a little bit of advanced stuff to it, okay? Because if I just go single leg, like up here, and I have the perfect single leg, all right, I've got to deal with 100 different variables, all right? If I'm okay with switching it up, I can go back and forth all day long until I catch him, all right? I hate to say it, be like water, all right?
I'm Liz.
Okay? Be okay. Don't get so hyper-focused on one thing that you miss. If something's getting hard, there's a 99.99% chance that something is easier. And I didn't mean that about my wiener, but
I was like, he's gonna go into it.
I didn't, but I saw your face. I was like, wiener joke coming up. All right. So keep doing this a couple more times, and we're gonna get weird. Okay? That's what we do here. Super weird.
It's going weird.
More like move.
So She took me to a goddamn Christmas haunted house one time.
You hit heads?
I don't know what it is. I kind of like having the weights because it's extra control. So like you can see it's tight. Like, so
All right.
any storage, and if I got this on,
All right, let's move
I grab
on.
this. You're in the world. I like having that weight.
All right, y'all. So super simple, right? Huh?
In the other room.
Oh yeah. All right, you two, come on. Wait on you.
Yeah, waiting on you, Jasmine.
All right. So this is an introduction into the single leg. Okay. Single leg goes wonky. I can go underhook. Underhook goes wonky. I can go single leg. I can go double. Knee taps. You name it. Throws. Ogoshi. All right. Oh, my underhook's going wonky. I can do a lot of different things here. All right. Uchimata. You know, there's an absolute plethora of things that are possible here. All right. But I gotta have a beginning plan. All right. My beginning plan was single leg today. Sometimes my beginning plan is underhook. But be ready to be flexible and don't get so mired down. I'm getting this single leg no matter what, bro. All right, don't do that. All right, move on to the next thing. And in that vein, in that bulging vein, all right, I'm going to add something that wrestlers do not do. Okay, and that is where your leg lock should really live. And your leg lock should live at the end of your failed wrestling. Okay, single leg is an excellent opportunity to demonstrate this. All right, especially if I have someone who's very competent in defense and has a really good submission game off stop and shot. So if I get to this single leg, all right, see what he did with his foot here? It's a common defense. And what starts happening here is this femur is now between me and him. I can try to fight around this femur. I can try to do all kinds of things here. But where am I? Am I on the inside or outside of his legs?
Outside.
Inside. Okay. And so what's available to me here? Ashi. Okay, so from here, you can drop into this leg. If you drop to this leg, sit back. So you drag them, but I find it easier. It looks like I'm going for a knee tap here, and all I'm going to do is sit to my ass directly underneath him like I'm the tank inspector. All right? And I'm going to bring my knee between me and him so he can't de-elevate on me. So I come in, boom, right into Ashi. Okay? Blow out. Oh man. All right. I mean, I love you, handsome. This shit is like crushed. I'm a fucking corpse. All right. So I go in for my single leg. It gets wonky. All right. It's like a trap door. Now, was he standing?
It was.
Is he not anymore?
No,
That's the goal, right? Wonderful. That is the first entry, and if you're new to leg locks, I just want you to do that one. Those of you who are a little more versed in this, okay, is now I'm on the outside. He kept his leg on the inside here. Yep, I'm on the outside. All right, I'm on the outside. So, excuse me, this hand. So from here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to slide. Now, if you're not in a leg lock, please just don't pay attention to any of this shit. It's really advanced. All right, I'm going to come down his leg, but I got to stay elbow deep. All right, and what I'm going to do is come into K guard and right into backside 50-50. One more time. When do I do this? When I'm on the outside. Even if my initial thought was I'm going to leg lock this one. Alright? I don't want to do it from here. Alright? You see a lot of leg lockers do that. I've played there a lot. I played the butt drag position. Alright? Not very good for fighting. Okay? When I'm feeling super lazy, that's what I do. But if I have a good wrestling, at least initial contact, alright? If I come in here, boom, and I got a good initial contact now, alright, I end up with the position that can end the fight, not just a pin. I did that too fucking fast.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, most of you don't want doing this. Most of you I want you doing it inside. Alright? So I'm here, I come up, I'm on the outside here. That close hand, the one that's closest to the inside. Alright? I'm gonna keep my elbow deep. And I'm gonna lay down. I'm just laying down on my back here. I'm holding this leg so we can't sprawl it back. I'm bringing this K guard up because if he tries to lower his level here, it's in the way. All right, now I bring this up and over, kick that leg through and push. See that again? Push. Sorry. Really tight. Okay. So everyone else, besides the couple people I've shown the stuff to already, I want you to do the inside. And this is excellent. I love this position. I come in here, very common wrestling defense. Hop up, Ashigarami. All right, knee up, touching my ankle. All right. You start trying to, yeah. All right, let's do this until we roll.
You're teaching them, I don't know what I can say.
Here.
It doesn't look like John Wick.
What are you doing so fast? You do it so slow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, just grab that.
Don't go down.
That's right. Yeah. Don't forget to push that foot. The reason why, Julian,
Yeah.
is because someone's gonna run.
Alright, super slick.
I just want to stop one time.
Thank you.
On the outside?
I'm gonna start with Ashi, because I need to break
Absolutely.
Are you on the outside? That leg, if it made it to the inside there, you're on the moving layer. There you go. Hey, I just want you doing the Ashi. Alright? Guys, every time I say that, everybody looks up and everybody
You're
wants
not
to
ready
do
for
the
that, bro.
complex
You
one.
wanted to try it one time. You just learned Reaper, bro. You just learned
You were
Reaper.
definitely doing the Ashi.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
I'm not trying that other thing.
Parnell, you just learned
I'm not
Reaper,
trying.
bro.
Yeah, if you did that in a tournament, somebody would literally call the police, probably.
Or the corner.
Oh wait, I'm supposed to do that exactly. You just love it. Okay.
What did I say about pushing that foot? Well, what? What?
What if no lemon number for like what position you can kick them in the ass and
More confusing than I thought it was.
My knee hurt really bad.
Yeah, well, you fall like a crooked puppet
Well, I
there.
fell because my knee was hurting.
Okay,
I
well,
just
just
fell.
sit on your butt.
I was trying to.
I fucked it up.
I was like,
Back step a little bit, yeah. No, you keep spinning. It's less work than you want it to be.
Yeah,
I
Julian.
should have never showed you the
You just
other.
learned Reaper yesterday.
Oh, hear that?
Look, I just want you to fall down and stop.
What's that thing?
Fall down right on your back. Stop. Stop. That's where you stop. Okay? K,
You're gonna come up and
turn to your right, There you go. Now push, push, push. Now come up with a foot. Let it fly into your armpit, like things that fly in armpit.
Yeah. Your knee to your leg will have to help too.
I think I was looking for a backside.
Well, we missed you in class.
I will be out for this entire week. I gotta go back Friday.
It's like you just learned you just.
Hey man.
Oh no, man! When you put your mind to something, you get good at it. Pretty quick.
You know how to read now?
That's not how to read.
Okay, just wondering.
Okay, what do you mean by that? Yeah.
I was going too far, Julie.
Drop that knee down.
Just need 1,000,000 reps.
Jump behind that.
This is going to be a way more solid way into these positions. Okay? Everyone likes to do that rolling shit. That's gonna get you punched in the fucking mouth.
Cool though.
Wrestle, learn to wrestle.
Oh, you got a ball anyway.
Damn. Yes. Right. Nice. Never had a chance. Beautiful.
I told him push out.
Don't let him under that leg. There you
I didn't
go.
wear one either.
Grab that far leg and ankle lock it. Don't let him fucking get that far leg. That's the right idea.
Quick for the children.
No?
Hit the underhook and X next time, guy.
Okay. Okay. No, please.
Only in wood.
I need it. Complete safety.
Push.
No, don't push. Expect it to fly back. Come up and get it.
It's really hard to.
Yes.
Forget X.
That's not going to flare your knees. Now push up and away. Yes. Now come back to Ashti.
No, it works.
Take her down. Yep. So flare your knees.
Take you down. So take you down with open
Wide.
It doesn't, if the knee's going out, it really doesn't hurt. It's going with the way the knee works. Eventually, it's not that part. That part you're like an alligator. When you use like that, you're like an alligator. I can't fight the line on the lane. I got to do it on the way to the water.
Be careful. Make sure you don't pop your head.
Call me old.
It's the other one I got worried about. What's up? What did I do? I said don't make me touch, don't pop your head.
It's this one. I got rid of.
Yeah, you close.
Alright.
You're in the adult class now, Michael. He can kick your ass.
Okay.
You need that. Ass kicking is part of the job. Shelby, feet on the ground. Hips off the ground. No, ground. Now push up with your hips. And now push one of his feet in the air. Yeah. Now you can stand. No, you gotta keep the foot.
Keep the 4-year-old to end up where you started.
Yep, standing base. Now you're on top and he's on the bottom. You can kick him in the tailbone. That shit hurts.
Oil check.
Or that, yeah. You do a straight violent oil check too.
Looks full.
Yeah. Full of oil. Don't break it, please.
I like it.
No. I need to walk.
I already got one cripple.
You don't need to walk.
That ain't nobody.
I kind of get crazy on the
Yeah.
I don't have that muscle.
But you're doing really good there. Now I would go back to double outs like squirming so much. So put that left foot in your in your armpit.
What do you do now, boy?
Now go to 411. He's decided to change. It's not worth describing what's happening here. Where are you, Julian?
Back to size 50.
Take another look.
Reaper.
Oh. Dead. No, because you don't have control of the far leg. He can still roll with this here.
So
Okay.
just push.
I would go to flagpole.
I really.
So push, yes. Now it's up to him. Now you can actually turn it into backside if he doesn't move, or if he rolls, it'll turn into 411 or double outside. It's fucking complicated.
Also, dude, I know what.
Yeah. And I know, but it's predictable.
That was a little confusing one for me when I know
It can't end up there.
It looked like-
okay? It's
backside.
but opposite, and that's bad. It's like Caroline, the button-eyed parent. You don't want that one.
We need to set at the top.
Push, yes. All right, guys, let's roll. All right, actually, let me summarize real quick, guys. So, it's wrestling this week. Why are we doing leg locks?
Because you gotta have an into the wrestling.
Yeah, all right. Your leg locks really belong at the end of your wrestling. Okay, it's just another avenue of approach. I don't want you just butt scooting across the ground. Okay, make contact with that leg, and if they give you a heck of a time, all right, underhook, single leg, boom, trap door. All right, and that's what it feels like. All right. I got good at wrestling, and my partner, I taught him leg locks, and every time I started winning wrestling, he would just drop. And I'm like, God damn it. All right, it fucks up all your wrestling defense. All right, because everything is geared in a completely different manner. All right, it's wonderful to add to your game. All right, guys.
So I handle
Let's
on like,
split up.
I'll get backhand.
5 on 5. 2 on 2 in the other room.
I'll ask afterwards. Just king and pillow though. Let me see in the middle.
All right, guys. Remember, we're gonna split.